Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your April 2020 tarot reading for Aries season. It has been a minute. I know. I am back. Okay, first card out. The Magician. Yeah. Okay, cool. So feeling as though, first energy out, feeling for the first time in a long time, feeling as though you have total agency and total control over where things go and how things move for you in your life, and feeling less at the whim of the elements, right? How the Magician has these elements here, the sword, the cup, the pentacle, and the wand, that you actually feel as though you can dictate and determine how these elements move and play for you in your life. Queen of Cups coming out. Yeah. In your deeper humanitarian, all is one, I feel for all bag right now. Yeah. And maybe also being in a space, definitely being in a space of taking stock of your emotional life, taking stock of emotional decisions you have made in the past. The Hermit and the Three of Wands. Doing so in a space of absolute solitude, right? And this Hermit energy also giving you the ability and the capacity to look deep within. Both of these cards are looking deep within, right? One is looking deep within at, and it's your choice, right? The Queen of Cups, you can look deep within at the pain, right? And you can just stop there and look at the pain. And cool, like, that there is also benefit to that. There is also benefit to just simply looking at the pain. And there's also benefit to looking at the pain and then gleaning wisdom from it, right? Then there's also another level of it, of like, okay, well, here is this pain. The pain isn't really what matters to me. The lesson and the wisdom gleaned is really, really what matters to me. So that also being a space in which you can choose to sort of exist or be within these two spaces. And you might vacillate between the two of them, right? And the Three of Wands, that there is sort of an internal journey that's happening right now. I told the Sages in their Sag reading, hold on, let me turn this light on. It's getting a little dark. I told these Sages that there is a tendency for Sagittarius to really enjoy the process of traveling internally and the exploration that can happen when a Sagittarius turns inward, right? Like Sag in the 12th house, Sag, Jupiter and Neptune sort of aspects, when Sag energy can kind of turn inward. And I feel like this Three of Wands and the Hermit definitely speaks to taking a journey inward, and waiting to sort of being the receiver on the other end and waiting to hear back from your internal self of where it is you're going, what it is you've learned. And also just on face value, this Three of Wands also equating to, you know, being in a time of solitude, being in a time of waiting, waiting to hear back from certain people, waiting to hear back from certain opportunities, and really for the first time having to be very patient and feeling very patient with the waiting period and understanding that, you know, we are in a time of great pause right now. So let's see what else is coming up for Aquarius for April 2020. Aquarius, April 2020. Okay, yeah, Ten of Swords. So the end of a cycle, and possibly wanting to hear back, right? Wanting to receive messages or hear back from a person or a point in time in your life that might have created this for you. Or this great pause, this time of solitude of the Queen of Cups and the Hermit energy really forcing you to look at this Ten of Swords energy. I don't think that a lot of us are entering into a Ten of Swords energy. I don't believe so. I believe that this is something that is coming back around to us in a sense of needing to reflect on it and needing to really observe it and needing to really glean the wisdom from it. Maybe taking that journey inward, right? Receiving messages from the inner journey as opposed to the outer journey. What else is going on with Aquarius? I hope y'all had a good birthday. My birthday was fucking lit. Justice. Yeah. Okay. Like I said before, I don't believe that there is a return of the Ten of Swords, or the Ten of Swords is happening, but it's more so a space of the lifting of the Ten of Swords. But before it's lifted, right, before it's fully lifted and we fully round back into the Ace of Swords and start the journey all over again, that there needs to be this really in-depth, well, what did you learn, right? And that's that's what we experience as Saturn moves into our sign. Saturn has moved into Aquarius. It's going to go retrograde. I'm not sure of the dates, but it's in Aquarius, I believe, as I'm doing this reading. And so Saturn isn't really here to impart more Ten of Swords lessons and more Ten of Swords energy. I think if anything, what it wants to do is force us to look at the Ten of Swords, force us to look at what was it within us, what was it that allowed us to be here, to be put in this situation. And that justice, justice will inevitably come along and always balance out the scales. So suffering and being in the Ten of Swords energy is not something that you can bank on for much longer. Yay. So there is a reprieve. There is a reprieve. And the initial energy that came out was such a beautiful, positive energy, the Magician. So for the first time in a long time, feeling an absolute control of all the elements rather than the elements absolutely controlling you. So in a sense, being able to take these swords out individually, one by one, and really look at them and really observe them so that they no longer have the same power that they had over you. And in fact, you can put them in your tool belt as weapons in your arsenal. Now they've become weapons, right? It's like that one scene from Harry Potter, I believe it was the Goblet of Fire, where when they're having where you have to slay the dragons, and I think Harry manages to make the dragon his own personal dragon or something along those lines of taking the thing that is trying to kill us and actually making it our sidekick, so to speak, making it work for us. And I believe that Aquarians have that opportunity right now. And so the Ten of Swords becoming the Ten of Wands, which I believe is a much better expression of that energy, right? That now we are able to go full force into, it's like when you go through this, it almost feels like it feels as though while you're going through it, it feels like you're going through it for nothing. Whereas when you're going through this energy, you feel it and it's a burden, but you feel as though you're doing it for something, that it's worth something, right? And so now, once again, being able to take whatever burdens we have carried, right, and actually see the light at the end of the tunnel and make them work for us once again. Hangman coming out, it's another indication of pause, another indication that things are being seen differently. A different perspective is being held. This feels extremely general, and I'm not really getting any specifics about anything else. Let's see. Are there any specific messages? That's a lot. And this one fell. The Tower. Okay, so something unexpected happening. Something, and I'm getting a really good vibe from it, actually. So let's clarify the Tower, but something unexpected happens this month. Let's look at this Tower card. Can you clarify it for me? Okay. Something unexpected. Unexpected healing. an unexpected truce. So if you have been sort of at arms with somebody, if you have been battling, right? If you've been, you know, not getting along with family or friends or a partner in the midst of this quarantine, that there is an unexpected truth and an unexpected end to whatever turmoil is going on in that specific relationship. So getting an unexpected healing. So if there's health issues going on, yeah, it's victorious. Whatever it is, it's victorious. So either health getting resolved or a relationship being resolved through a truce, and it's victorious. It's a good omen. It's a good sign. Yeah. On the bottom of the deck, we have the 10 of Cups. Any relationship stuff for Aquarius for April 2020? Relationship messages of love. Yep. There is for a lot of us, there is a new relationship, a new situation that also I feel is attached to this Tower moment, came out of nowhere, right? And yes, the Ace of Cups is great to get when it comes to new love, but I also like to do the Ace of Pentacles because it does indicate something substantial, something with longevity, something that is not only going to be emotionally fulfilling, but is going to be fulfilling in ways that are tangible and real, right? Like this person's going to be present. They're going to prioritize you. You're going to prioritize them. Money could be involved. Both of you could make money together, could make good money. You might get to work with this person. Who knows? But there is a new situation coming in. For some of us, it's already happened. For those of us that it hasn't happened, look towards mid-month. Like I would say April 17th could be a good day. And yes, this new beginning feels very, it feels a little more promising than what we've been used to. All right. Are there any other messages for Aquarius for the end of Aries season? End of Aries season messages. I know I was gone for a long time from doing these readings, but it feels really good to be back. And don't know if something flipped over in the deck. We'll find out. Feels really good to be back. Going to keep going with these. Anything else for Aquarius? I feel like this was very to the point. Doesn't really seem to be. Yeah, y'all are feeling really certain and really sure. It's almost as though like y'all are just kind of like, we don't even really need a reading. Towards the end of the month, 5 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. Once again, if there were any small scuffle, if there was a disagreement, any small scuffles, this 5 of Wands is quickly turned into the 6 of Wands. And that I would say even from this disagreement, from this sort of mini sparring match, there is good fortune that comes from it. It's nothing to be worried. It's nothing to be too worried about. 5 of Wands is very small, but I am excited about this Wheel of Fortune. That whatever might have felt, whatever petty challenges there might have been in your way, they are quickly removed, and the Wheel of Fortune comes. And yeah, I feel like we're finally turning a new leaf with Aquarian energy. And I find it ironic that it's happening during a global pandemic. And I feel as though it is the moment where the world is finally understanding and grasping of the Aquarian archetype and understanding what we mean when we say we are all one, or when it's like when people say that Aquarius is really detached, we're not detached. We're actually far from it. What we're focused on is the bigger picture of how all of us are connected, right? And so for me to focus solely on one specific relationship seems arbitrary in the face of so many other things going on around me, so many other connections to be had around me. And that's where the breakdown in communication happens with Aquarius energy, is that people think that because of that, because we have this broader idea of like, well, no, I love you, but I love everything, right? And I'm a Cancer moon, so it's a bit different for me. Like, I can develop very close, intimate one-on-one connections. But I have a bigger vision in mind at all times, right? Even when I am vetting my partners, I'm vetting in a sense of like, well, what can we do to change the world together? Like, that's one of my criteria, right? And so I feel like now we're in a space where Aquarius is like, yeah, you guys see finally what we've been talking about, what our archetype has been all about. And fuck these celebrities, fuck these super rich people. Like, we're done. Like, now everybody's finally grasping the frustration that the Aquarian archetype feels on a day-to-day basis. And it's felt globally, right? So yeah, I feel like we're finally also feeling vindicated in a lot of ways, which is why this Justice card is coming up for us. Like, we feel vindicated, not just romantically, but we feel vindicated personally. We feel vindicated financially. We feel vindicated socially. A lot of the things that we were advocating for years and years and years ago, the people were like, what the fuck is that? Now people are all up on it. And that's usually how it goes with Aquarian energy anyway. So, yeah, we're definitely stepping into like, yeah, I know what I'm worth. I know what my worth is, and I know how valuable I am. And you can either sit the fuck down and get along with the program, right? Or you can see yourself out. This one of the two. So Aquarius, that's your reading. This is a great reading for April. And I feel like we're just going to carry on into this really positive energy. And we're going to do so much from here on out. So I feel like Saturn moving into our sign, unlike other signs, when Saturn moves into their sign, it's like all hell breaks loose. But for us, it's like, it's actually giving us the fodder that we need and the fuel that we need to like really get amped up and do the work that we need to do. So yes, thank God. I will see you all for your reading next month for Taurus season. And I hope you enjoy the rest of Aries season. Stay safe, stay hydrated. And if anybody is refusing to stay 6 feet away from you, knock them the fuck out. Bye.